Welcome to Brain Break. I'm Lloyd James, and this is where we uncover real stories of people who are changing the game. No surface level stories, just raw, honest conversations about the challenges they have faced and what truly shaped them to be what they are today. Let's get into today's episode.
Cooper, I'm just going to firstly start off. Today, I do believe that you are probably the most anticipated person to come onto the Brain Break podcast. It's an absolute honor to have you here. I know we have got history, but for viewers and listeners watching this podcast, listening to this podcast, can you just give us a little bit of an insight of who you are and where you come from and what is it that you do?
Yeah, so obviously we do have a lot of history. Spent a bit of time at school together. But yeah, I come from sort of a local boy in Perth, always sort of born and raised here. But yeah, always played cricket and footy as a young guy, and then got to the age of about 16 or 17 and was like, don't know what to choose, and then sort of made the choice for myself by almost tearing my ACL playing footy. So I think that was the choice to sort of become a cricketer, and lucky enough, playing cricket now and enjoying travelling the world and enjoying the sights of the world, and yeah, just enjoying sort of the cricketing world and what it has for me. That's the thing sort of I enjoy most, and it's just about the enjoyment of the game and meeting new people, and it's super exciting. But yeah, I'm lucky to have what I have, but yeah, just super grateful for what it's sort of been so far, and hopefully sort of many more years to come.
And so you say you're grateful for what you have, but that comes with hard work, right? So before we get into the hard work and get a really true understanding of what it takes to get to the level that you're at the moment, just take us back. Let's go to primary school. What was primary school like for you?
To be honest, I don't remember a whole lot of primary school. I just remember running around as a little kid, being an absolute nonsense, and getting in trouble a lot in primary school.
Really?
Yeah, I was a big troublemaker in primary school, and I'm sure there's a lot of teachers that will say the same, but I think I sort of started to realise that school wasn't for me. Sort of year 10, like I still enjoyed going to school and still learning, but I realised that I was going to take sport, and sport was my sort of opportunity. But yeah, primary school, don't remember a heap. High school, I remember a little bit. I obviously remember my form teacher, the one and the only.
But the history goes that I'd never forget very small Cooper with a very big bag coming through the form class, and there's me at the age of 28, and you must have been, 11, blonde kid, surfer, Aussie-looking guy, me very English. I'm thinking, another typical Aussie coming through. And there's Cooper, and I was like, and people was like, oh, and honestly, this is, okay, people were saying to me, he's the next cricket superstar, and I'm going, okay, he's 11, I've got a job to do here. Sit in your seat, let's go, and so there was no, I couldn't see past that sort of like, that realization how talented you were at that age. Do you remember a time when you started to realize you had a talent for cricket?
I think it was, I always preferred footy, so I was going to choose footy at a young age, but I think there was a time at about 15 or 16 where I played in a couple of underage carnivals for WA, so there's 15s and 17s, and happened to get picked from the 17s in the under 17s Cricket Australia team, which played in the 19s competition. So played in that, enjoyed it, loved it, and then I was fortunate enough to play in the 19s World Cup at the age of 16. So that was sort of the turning point for me, where I was like, look, cricket's probably the right option at the moment. Look, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I just know I'm sort of going to give it a red hot crack and see where it takes me. And so far it's worked. Hopefully it can continue to work. But yeah, I think probably about the age of 16 was the time when I was like, yeah, it's probably time to give up footy and follow cricket.
No, that's incredible. And so give me a bit of an insight, because my knowledge on cricket is very slim, as you know. So you were training in a cricket club outside of school, was that correct?
Yeah. So obviously I was at a cricket school as well. But yeah, I think the ability to have cricket in school and then out of school was something that sort of just pushed it a little bit more. Like I wasn't playing footy in school. I was playing footy in school, but that was just at recess and lunch. But I think, yeah, there was a lot more cricket happening during school, and then after school I'd go to the nets, go with dad, go with the team. So I think, yeah, it was a pretty easy decision in the end.
You mentioned your dad. I feel like your dad is everywhere with you.
That is correct. He likes to sort of travel and enjoy wherever I am, but I feel like he's earned the right. They haven't really done much traveling, mum and dad, so sort of they're making the most of the opportunity now to travel wherever I go and I guess see the world a bit more while they can. But yeah, it's nice to have them on tours and stuff. It makes you a little bit more relaxed and enjoy it a little bit more. Your parents are there, they've sort of looked after me for the last 21 years. So yeah, always thankful, and I'm sure there's many more trips for them to come.
So your dad, was he at a cricket club outside of school? What cricket club was it? Do you mind? Are you allowed to mention this?
Yeah. He was at W Korean. He was a legend down at W Korean.
So he was a coach there?
Coach and a player, played 350 games for them. So
Okay, right. So quite well established in the local area.
Yeah, he's I don't want to say this, but he's well established. A lot of people know him wherever he goes. He's like, oh, Shane Connolly. But yeah, he's well known, and he likes to tell you about his cricketing stories, whether it's good or bad, but he'll always let you know about them.
And so then you joined that same cricket club where he was. What is it like, all right, having a parent as a coach?
A lot of people say there's sort of there's upside and there's downside. But I like the upside because he's around you. He knows sort of what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. He knows how to sort of get to you. Other coaches don't. So it's also a bit of, he gives you a lot more constructive criticism than others because he's your dad. He wants you to do well. He's trying to give you the advice you need. So I enjoyed it when he was coaching me at a young age, but obviously that time's sort of past now, but I definitely still get that criticism when I come home. He sort of lets me know and then we talk about it for a bit. But yeah, he's sort of been a nice role model for me and sort of kept me in good shape for who I am at the moment.
That's perfect. And I think that, like, obviously with his expertise at the club level, local club level for cricket, passing on that knowledge to his son, that's just got to be quite a humbling feeling for him to be able to pass that on and look the success that you've got now. Moving from that club, then was it Scarborough Cricket Club you went to afterwards?
Yeah, so probably played at W till I was 14, 15. Played sort of district cricket at Scarborough, 13s, 14s, 15s, 17s. And then while I was playing 15s, I played senior cricket with my dad, which was quite nice to play a couple of games with him before he hung up the boots.
Yeah, right. So hold on a minute. So you're both on the same team?
Yep.
What is that like? No, I'm just curious because okay, you got your dad there. Like, obviously, you probably run a bit quicker than him. Are you sharper than him? Is there a moment like, do you sit there and kind of go, "That's my dad," or do you think, "Oh, that's another player on the field"? How do you? What goes through your mind?
Not a lot went through my mind. You know me well than anyone. I'm 15. I'm walking out there. I'm just like, I'm playing with dad.
Yeah,
I see him every day, but it was actually quite a nice moment to walk out on the field with him and sort of share that moment. And it was actually nice. He bats at number 11, which is where the worst batter bats. So
hold on. Sorry, number 11. What? So you're number 11 that goes on.
So he's the last person to go on the pitch.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
So,
yeah,
he's the worst batter on the team.
Yeah.
He knows that. He understands that. And I was still batting, so it was lucky enough to share that moment out the middle, batting with him, and sort of that first game I played with him, sort of a moment I'll never forget because obviously he's a bit older now, but he's not that old. But it's just a nice moment to sort of share with him, and I guess like say that I've played with my dad, like it, especially even in the basketball world, LeBron's played with his son. Like it's actually a special moment to play with your dad, and some people don't get to experience it. And yeah, it was a moment that I think made him very, I guess, emotional and made mum emotional as well. But yeah, I guess.
But for you, it's just playing with dad on the field.
Yeah, I'm playing with dad. I just playing another game of cricket with dad.
That's right. Yeah, you can have another game with dad. That's brilliant. I think you hit the nail on the head. That's something pretty special that, like, you're sharing the sport that you both enjoy and love, and just sharing that game. And I suppose at that time you didn't know that your career was going to get to the level it's at the moment. Then from Scarborough Cricket Club, then obviously through school, going to the cricket school. Was there anyone in your life that said at any point that you could play for Australia? Do you remember a moment for someone said, well, do you know what, you could go and play for Australia?
Yeah, the cricket coach at Berridge said, I can see you playing for Australia, and that was Scott Ogilvie.
Yeah, I was going to say shout out.
Yeah, shout out Scotty O. My form teacher as well, a little bit of band. Lloyd Silver knows a lot about cricket, so let me know I was going to play for Australia.
Oh, well, knows about cricket, bullshit. I was just like, okay, mate, just hit that ball as far as you can, I guess, like whatever. Yeah, no, yeah.
But yeah, Yeah, it's hard to call him Scotty O because I'm used to calling him Mr. O. But yeah, he was probably the one. And then obviously, mum and dad don't really say it much, but they had belief in me that I could sort of get to there. And I think it's more so not about saying you're going to get to Australia. It's just having that dream and putting sort of little goals in between. And I guess if you're sticking to those goals, the opportunity might happen. But if not, like, you've got to think there's only 11 players on a cricket field for Australia. Like, if you get the opportunity, it's going to be bloody amazing. But if you don't, there's still going to be plenty of time. Like, hopefully I play till I'm 32, 33, but I think it's just about realising that it's a small team. It's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of, I guess, ups and downs of cricket, because cricket is a game on ups and downs. So it's just about trying to balance the ups and downs, and then I guess just trying to get back to work and asking questions, trying to find advice. How am I going to get to that next level? And
Were you asking those questions?
yeah,
When, let's say, Scott Ogilvie was saying you could play for Australia, I mean, to a lot of people, maybe your age at that time, those are just potentially words. It's a dream that's so far away. Did you really believe in yourself?
there's always the dream. I think the belief comes when you're a little bit older. I think still in school, I was more about, look, I still want to play for Australia. Like, that's the dream. But the belief gets real when you're a bit older. I felt like in school, I was just trying to get better. I was trying to get better every day. And then maybe that belief would start to come. And I think after I finished school, the belief started to come a little bit. But yeah, I think there's sort of, you don't really have belief when you're a young kid. It's more of a dream. And you're dreaming that, you're setting goals to do that. And once you get closer and closer, the belief starts to grow and grow. And that's something I found, like, I didn't have the belief straight away. It took me time to get that belief, because you're not going to be 14 and go, like, you can. Some people might, but I just wasn't like that as a kid. I was pretty laid back, pretty chilled. Like, I was like, oh, if I play for Australia, like, that's a dream come true. But then once sort of success came at a young age, I was like, maybe there's something there. No, there's nothing there. Another year went past. I was like, there's a little bit more belief. Slowly gained more and more belief. And
that belief, sorry to cut you off here, but I'm really intrigued when you say that belief. Is that through winning cricket games? Is that through you seeing improvement and people saying, yeah, you're doing really well? Where do you think that belief sort of comes from, and where does that energy get fed? Because, you know, we've all got, I'd like to think, some kind of aspiration, dream to go towards. But it's only when at specific points that potentially people go, do you know what, you've got something here. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, do you think this, like, when you were winning games or you were winning man of the match, if that's one of the things you do? I don't know. Like, is it man of the match? Do you get one of those things?
Player of the match.
Player of the match.
Same thing.
You know, soccer.
Yeah.
But yeah. So do you think it's because of those moments and people sort of reinforcing that message, that belief becomes more and more reality?
The belief comes more and more, obviously, when you're performing and doing well, you're understanding. And it also happens in the big moments, finals, trying to get into finals, pressure moments. That's when the belief starts to sort of get high, because I feel like once you get to the next level, everything's a pressure moment, because you're playing at such a high level. There's a lot of people looking at you, hoping, expecting you to do well. So as a young kid, you walk out there, you get your mum, your dad, your coach watching your mates, you're like, oh, so be it. But you get those pressure moments when it's a final, a semi-final, all those kinds of games. And the belief I got was from games like that, where I played well and sort of played my part and we happened to win. And that's where you gain the belief from. You gain the belief from big moments. You're like, maybe there's something in this for me. Like, I'm managing to do things in big games and sort of enjoying, I guess, embracing that moment, because that moment is pretty cool. Whether it comes off or it doesn't, it's life. You've got to find the ups and downs. And I think that's something that's been big for me over the last couple of years. It's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but you've got to find a balance. You can't celebrate too hard. You can't get too down on yourself, because that's the way cricket is. Cricket isn't, you're not going to be scoring millions of runs every year. You're going to have moments where you have a downfall. You're going to have moments where you're in a purple patch. It's just the way cricket is.
A purple patch?
Scoring a lot of runs.
You're going to educate me a lot on this.
Yeah.
I don't know if I quite like it, because I like the vulnerability that I'm kind of going, oh, I know you as Cooper, and I know you hit the ball well and you throw the ball well, and that's as far as my knowledge goes of cricket. But I like the fact that you're teaching me a little bit more about your specific side of the sport. You mentioned about pressure. Now, pressure comes in all sorts of forms, right? So pressure from school, pressure from parents, relationships, all that kind of stuff. So But the specific kind of pressure I want to focus on is you're saying when you're in those moments, whether it's on the final, a final of some kind, whether it's a final for school, whether it's a final for your local club, whether it's for the final for the Big Bash, do you have a coping mechanism within yourself that you think, okay, this is big? What do you do in your mind to like train yourself to cope with those high pressure moments?
Well, I still haven't found that out. I'm the age of 21. I've got plenty of learning to do still, and that's something that when that moment comes, if it goes well, if it doesn't go well, I'll look back and go, what worked, what didn't work. Like I'm 20, there's so much to learn. I'm the age of 21, almost 22. I'm getting a bit old now, but no, there's still so much learning to do. I think it's just about trying to, I guess, I actually don't have a lot for you for that because it's my personality. I'm a pretty chilled guy, so I kind of just walk out there and go,
and do what you do best.
Yeah, I'm obviously nervous, and there is the pressure, but it's just trying to keep that sort of keep cool, look natural. Don't look like there's a lot of pressure on me. Just walk out there.
Do you have like a playlist before you go out or anything like that, or like do you have like a bit of a ritual routine or some kind to sort of set yourself?
I have a little routine when I'm putting on my cricket gear, right pad, left pad, thigh pad, glove, helmet. Like that's sort of my little routine that gets me sort of ticking over and concentrating, I guess. But yeah, I'm not big on superstitions and routines and stuff. Like I have my routine when I walk out there to bat. But other than that, it's only cricket related routine. I think that's sort of the best way I approach it. And that could be the way that I'm handling things. But also I like to sing when I'm walking out to bat. I like to just enjoy it a little bit. I like to embrace it. If there's a crowd, I like to look around, embrace it, see how many people are there, like just smile. Like the more you're smiling, the more enjoyment you're having, probably more likely you're going to have success. I think it's, when you're not smiling, when you're sitting there shaking and
you don't want to be shaking.
Yeah, you don't want to be shaking. You just walk out there with a smile and
enjoy every moment.
Yeah, and enjoy it. And more often than not, the more you enjoy it, then a couple of times you might fail, but the times you succeed, you're going to be like, wow, that was a great feeling. And I enjoyed every bit of that. So I've just got to smile and embrace it.
Love that. I'm really interested of knowing how do you go from, say, club cricket from Scarborough to then and educate me, but my understanding is then West Australia pick you to play for West Australia? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
So do they have scouts? I'm just kind of like, I'm asking these questions because there could be people here that have never watched the game of cricket. I have watched cricket. I like the one that's quickly done over at night time. See, that's fun. That's fun because it's like, hit the ball, you got a bit of fireworks. I like that, right? It's just entertainment for me. But what I'm interested in knowing is like, okay, you go from club, then you play for WA. Is that a big deal?
Yeah, definitely. Any step up in cricket is a big deal. And I only made that step probably a year and a half ago to play for WA, and that was still fresh to me.
A year and a half ago?
Probably 2 years ago now. I made my debut for Western Australia.
And that's now what we call your club.
Yeah.
As in that's what you play. Like I think we made an analogy like this is your Arsenal.
Yeah, like that's my club. That's who I play for. But yeah, 2 years ago I was playing for WA, and yeah, it was. I think I was very nervous going into it because I'd only played at Premier Cricket, which is Scarborough, which is my local club. But yeah, I was still very fresh and raw to it, so it was sort of me still. I was nervous. I'm going to be nervous. It's my first game at sort of the next level, the next step up, and I think it's again just about smiling and enjoying it because we live a good life, athletes and cricketers, any other sort of sport industry. But I think it's the more you enjoy it and sort of accept that it's the best job in the world, the more sort of, you enjoy it, you hang out with your mates, you enjoy your friends' company, you just find other things to do, and that's what I love about it.
So you go play for West Australia. Is there anyone on that team, and I know no one apart from you, is anyone on that team that sort of like took you under their wing of like kind of going, hey, look, it's all good, you're 19, 2 years ago, 21, you'll be 19 roughly.
Yeah.
Like, you're saying you're feeling a bit nervous. Like, do they have like a bit of a mentorship situation, kind of like a buddy situation? If you go back to like, school times, there's like a buddy up with someone when you're new in the classroom.
Yeah.
Is ever that kind of system like to support? And the only reason why I'm asking is because for anyone that might be curious to know what it's like to go throw it at the deep end, off you go, or is it kind of like you get like assigned to someone that's got, that's going to mentor you and teach you the way it is at that level?
I think luckily enough for the cricketing sort of world, you've got a squad of 24. That's what's in it, 24 or 26. And the good thing about a cricketing environment is I think everyone understands that everyone's sort of been in that stage at some period. So someone's been young and the older guys have helped them. So I think they understand now, like the older guys and the more experienced guys just understand to actually get around the younger guys. Like it's not a thing that you buddy up with someone, but the older guys communicate, ask the guys to go grab a coffee before training or something like that, and just makes you feel welcome and makes you relax a little bit quicker. I think going into my first year with WA, I was a little bit nervous. Like I didn't know what to expect, and going into it, like the older guys the more experienced guys were very good and very supportive, and yeah, I guess took you under their wing. You'd pair up, like they'd come to you and say, yeah, let's do training together. Let's do this, let's work on that. And you'd be like, you'd be all tight and tense and all this. And then they'd come up and you'd be like, I'm relieved. I'm relieved. I've got no pressure. I've got nothing. I'm just going to go enjoy this moment because it could have been someone I looked up to when I was old. I'm just going, this is cool. Like enjoy this moment and embrace it. Yeah.
But do you realise that like if there is someone that on that team that you might have looked up to, but they're just human beings, aren't they?
Yeah, they are human beings, but as a little kid, I'm looking up and
as a little kid,
yeah, like I'm looking up and going, I watched this guy play when I was growing up.
Yeah,
he's my favourite player. What is happening? This just doesn't feel right. But it's the moments like that you sort of cherish for a little bit longer. You look and you go, wow, like this is where I wanted to be when I was a young kid. I wanted to be playing cricket with these kind of guys, and I'm getting that opportunity now. So it's very grateful, and hopefully there's many more years to come. But yeah, just super grateful.
So from there. Now, my understanding, the Big Bash comes around every summer.
Yep.
So that's just like a mini tournament during the summer periods. So my understanding that West Australian cricket, your club, that still goes on in the background, and the Big Bash goes on at the same time, or there's there a stop cut off, and how do you get picked for Big Bash? Like what happens there? Because let's be honest, there's hundreds of other players. How does that sort of come around?
Yeah, so there's obviously the WA stuff is 4-day cricket and 50-over cricket, so that sort of has a stop, and then they go to the Big Bash for a month and a half, 2 months, then they go back to the WA season. So I think getting picked by the Big Bash is just showcasing. Obviously, there's two different colour balls we play with. We play with a white ball and a red ball. Red ball.
Hold on a minute, that's new information. Go on, say that again.
We play with a red ball and a white ball. Red ball is for the longer form, so 4 days.
Oh, yes.
White ball is for like the 1 day stuff. So.
Okay, I never would have put that association together. I'll just listen. Yeah, okay, I've learned something. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, so just by performing with sort of playing the white ball game, the 1 day game, the T20 game, and hopefully putting consistent performances together, and you get noticed, you get invited to a practice game, or you get invited to come down to training, and that's sort of the way it goes. You've got to be noticed. You've got to, I guess, put some runs on the board or take some wickets. Or
do you remember that day they asked you to come for a practice run? So you were like, oh, you might be in contention for playing for Big Bash Scorchers. Like, do you remember that day?
I was actually in. Where was I? I was in the West Indies at the Under-19s World Cup, and I got a call and say, we want you to be a part of the Scorchers. So that was sort of a nice moment. I think I had a little bit of a different sort of way up to the Scorchers. I played all my underage stuff for WA and sort of, had the opportunity to be around the coaches anyway. So I think that opportunity came from me being around the group and showcasing what I can do around the group. But yeah, I think, being picked in a 19 sort of World Cup helped me out a lot. But yeah, I think it's sometimes it's, just about sticking your process. Some people don't get picked in games, but some people have opportunities where they do it throughout the season in Premier Cricket. Some people get the opportunity to practice game, take most of the practice game. There's
no straight line to how to get to those highlight moments or those big moments like the Big Bash, getting picked for Australia and that kind of thing. It's just everyone's on their own journey, technically speaking.
That's correct. Everyone's got their own way to get there. Some people go through all the pathways and get there. Some people have a couple of good seasons and jump straight in. There's all kinds of sort of ways people make their way to that.
That's so interesting. I find that really interesting. Before I go on to the next part is obviously you're big into four-wheel driving, like camping, all that kind of stuff. I know we're talking a lot about the cricket and you probably get asked so many questions about cricket. I'm just genuinely curious because I'm like, I didn't realise that. Like you taught me something about the wicket. Like it's just dead dirt like on the ground. Like, and just, did you know there's different hardness and if there's a little strain of hair that comes off and whatever, I'm like, okay, whatever. That's just, but yeah, that's just me. But in your downtime, camping, like off-roading, is that you? Is that what you like to do? What do you like to do when you don't do cricket?
Yeah, I like my off-roading and stuff. I've just been away, sort of up north, fishing and getting away from sort of the city life. I like some time away, which was not.
You're not a city person?
No, I love the city, but there's a time and a place to have sort of a moment up in a small place and just enjoy, I guess, the weather, being around a couple of mates, no cricket sort of related, and just enjoying fishing by the beach.
Slowing life down a bit.
Yeah, exactly right. Just slowing it down and embracing what actually Western Australia is, because sometimes you don't get to see that. Sometimes I'm stuck in Perth. I only see the Perth beaches. I see Trig. I see Medham's Pool.
That's right. We see that quite a lot, don't we?
Yeah. So it's just about sort of actually having a look at what West Australia has to offer, because you hear so many things about West Australia beaches are the best. They're the best. So I'm like, I actually need to go see them to say they are the best. So it's just nice. I also enjoy going out on my mate's boat when I can and fishing. Not a great fisherman.
You haven't got your boat yet. You haven't been got given a boat?
No, I don't. No,
not yet. Anyone wants to give Cooper a boat. He hasn't got a license, by the way, but it will, we'll
work it out.
Probably get a skipper to drive him places, and then probably get him to pick up the crate.
We'll get the producer to drive me.
Yeah, get the producer Riley. Have you got a skipper's license? Have you got a skipper's license? I didn't know that about you. Do you really?
There's my skipper. There's my skipper.
Mate, there we go. Hey, Brain Breaks, the podcast, will get you a boat, and we got the skipper there. We got cricketer Cooper there. I don't know why I'm looking at the camera, but yes, that's okay. Interesting.
Form teacher.
Yeah.
They're together.
Oh, we've got something cooking up. Like if DJ Keegs,
DJ Queggs,
DJ Queggs, and producer Riley Cooper, and who else have we got? If Jack, what's his name? Oh, Jack. What's his last name again?
Jack Moraldo.
Jack Moraldo, big stonking lad.
Big
rough lad. If he's listened to this, he's coming on.
Yeah, we'll get him.
We'll get him. No, that's really interesting. I really like the fact that you do other things outside of cricket. There's sort of like unwind. And do you know what? The fact that you appreciate what's in your own backyard, that's really really good. A lot of people go chasing things outside of the country or whatever it might be, but the fact you just like the simplicity, I think that's really humbling and shows a lot of character from you and trying to embrace what's around, right? So coming back now, we understand you like your camping and everything else. We're going to move on from the Big Bash. That was a big moment, right? When you win, and there's all the fireworks that come on.
When we won the final.
Is that what? Is it won the final? Is that what? It won the final. It looks good entertainment, good content.
Great content.
From my point of view.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is cool. This is all right. But in fairness, like that's a pretty big moment, right?
Yeah, that moment sort of sparked everything for me. I was just a sort of young kid floating around the WA setup in the Scorcher squad and happened to get an opportunity that year on the last round game, I think it was. So,
that's right, because you came on. You come on. They don't put you on straight away. Is that how?
Yeah.
Did they? Do you think that's calculated? They put you on last, or like in the last round, or whatever?
Look, I don't know. I think that's their job. I'm just there to hit a cricket ball as far as I can.
Yeah, okay.
But I think it's more about whatever they think's right for the team and picking a team based on what the wicket's like. And as you learn, a wicket can be different. So
I will do some more studying. I promise.
We'll have a lesson. I'll give you a lesson.
Please do. That'd be great. That'd be incredible. Oh my God! Can you behind the scenes, producer Riley, camera, Lloyd trying to throw a ball on the cricket. I'll just lob it. I'll just lob it and just be like, do you know what? I'll hit those little things that like they'll bing. I could do that. Anyone can do it. Nah. But that Big Bash moment, that's huge.
Yeah, as I said before, it's a turning sort of point for me. I hadn't really done a lot up until then, and to get the opportunity to go out there in a final, and I walked out there with the theory that I've got nothing to lose here because we're sort of in the shit a little bit. I just walked out there and I was like, I got absolutely nothing to lose. I'm gonna have if we lose, I'm obviously gonna be annoyed and upset, but I'm gonna have so much enjoyment because it was a packed up stadium, and I walked out there and I actually took a second to look around. I was like,
it's full.
Yeah, and it was. Good moment was it was actually dead quiet, and I was like, they're probably looking at me going, "Who is this bloke? Why is this bloke coming out?" And then it happened to get the win in the moment.
Because you literally, those balls come fast at you, don't they?
Yeah, like around probably 130 Ks to 140, 145.
And a lot of eye to hand coordination can like give that a big old whack and just go.
Yeah, like there's a lot that goes into cricket when you're batting. I'll have to give you another lesson on that as well. But yeah, it's the ball comes at you, you react. You're actually thinking pretty clearly. I think you have to be thinking clearly, because if you take that split second to sort of think about something else, you can get hit. You can get hit on the head. You can get out. Like there's a tiny sort of little period where you've got to be zoned in and watching that ball as closely as you can. But yeah, it's actually hard work.
Yeah, no, I can imagine. It's not a lot. It's not a big surface area.
No,
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's easy to miss and whatever. And I think the technology involved, like when they kind of go, "Oh, hold on a minute, let's go to and then the ball kind of goes, like does a little bing. They go, "Oh yeah, touch the bat." I was like, bloody hell.
Yeah.
Where are those microphones coming from? Like, I want some of those mics, for my podcast.
For your podcast.
Yeah, I want some of those ones. Where are they picking these up? But like the technology involved is incredible. Like, and so that moment of winning Big Bash, that's probably at that very moment. That's probably as high as you can get, I guess, for you at that time. And you're on a high. Did you know what was coming next?
Yeah, it was a good moment. I was on a high. Like that was one of the moments that I'll never forget. Still to this day, I'll remember the moment we hit winning runs. All the team ran out. I laid on the bottom of the pack for 15 seconds, and everyone was on top of me. That's a moment like where I was just like, "This is cool," and the crowd was going nuts. And yeah, I think at sort of that point in time, I was like, "This might have other opportunities. It might not." I'm just happy to be a part of this and win a Big Bash final. And it was. Yeah, things happened fast since then. Like I didn't expect it, what's happened, but luckily enough, I've got the opportunity to play for Australia in all three formats. But I think that also there's a little bit of hard work in that. It hasn't just been gifted to me. I feel like I've had to earn it, and I've still got to earn to play more games for Australia, and that's I'm so fine with that, because that's what it's like. It's the 11 best players in the world. Well, sorry, in the world, in Australia, but you've got to be at that sort of level if you want to play for Australia. So there's obviously the hunger to play for Australia more. But yeah, I think it's just about me sort of staying in my little bubble and enjoying and being positive around myself and concentrating on what I'm doing the next day, not what's going to happen in 4 weeks.
I was going to say that, like, I think, you saying staying in your bubble, I think that takes a lot of discipline. Because I suppose we spoke before we came on here. I presume things could get to your head quite quickly.
Yeah, luckily enough, I've got good parents. Like they're two big people for where I am at the moment. They're very constructive criticism, as I said earlier. They like to keep me sort of
in check.
Yeah, in check, grounded, and make sure like if I'm ever I haven't sort of done it yet, but if I'm ever getting too ahead of myself, they'll be like, "Pull your head in. What are you doing?" Like that's not you as a person. You as a person you're very to yourself. You'll express how you feel to the right people, and you just enjoy what's around you, and you'll enjoy everyone else's company. But your personality is being humble, not sort of getting ahead of yourself. You just sort of live in the moment. A lot of people say live in the moment, but just being present. Like, what am I doing tomorrow? It's not what am I doing in 4 months' time. It's what's tomorrow.
Yeah.
And planning for tomorrow, and then once tomorrow is done, you go, okay, we're on to the next day.
I love that. No, I love that. And I think that's where you are in your career, at your age. I think that's probably one of the best ways to be able to take it all in and enjoy every moment, because it could be over tomorrow for whatever reason. Hopefully it's not, touch wood, but I think that's a very humble approach and very mature approach to take that, to take that, to go through that process.
Oh, yeah. Also, obviously, you've got, in the cricket world, you've got tournaments, there's a schedule. There's obviously things you're eyeing off, but it's, just concentrating on getting all my training in leading up to that, and then I'll be fine.
You say training, just out of curiosity, right? I mean, I see sprints on the field. Like, you got to run after the ball. I get that.
Yeah, I'm fast, yeah.
Yeah. fast. But what does the training look like? Like, I mean, look, all I see on the news, because that's probably as far as my knowledge goes, I was like, oh, you know, they're hitting a few balls in the net. I'm like, not much cardio goes into that potentially. I don't know. What does that look like for you? Oh, like right now, like you said this morning you went for a swim. Was that in the ocean? Was that at the pool? What was that
I
like?
went for a nice swim in the ocean.
But that
6:15.
is that part of your regime? Is that part of your plan of like, I've got to go and do my fitness to stay up there, or does someone tell you to do it? How does that work for you?
No, so this morning or whenever I swim in the morning, it's just about refreshing, waking up. I'm never been a morning person. I'm starting to sort of get up 6:30 just to, I guess, start my day nicely. I actually give myself a bit more time to wake up, whereas it used to be I'd wake up an hour and a half before training.
Maybe late for form time too, maybe?
That was a given. That was a given. But yeah, making sure I'm on time and I'm just sort of prepared the best I can be. Early on I wasn't. I was waking up as late as I could and getting to training as late as I could. But now it's sort of the other way. I'm getting there half an hour, 45 minutes early to make sure I'm there ready. Just giving myself a little bit extra time to wake up because I've never been a morning person before.
Do you think that although you're kind of realizing, okay, I'm going to start putting a routine for yourself, is that like, have you seen other cricketers do that? Like, and you kind of like take a bit out of their books, like kind of, I see what they're doing with their routine and you kind of learn off that?
Well, yeah, you learn the professionalism of the sport. You come in at 18, you've had no sort of sense of professionalism and you watch and you learn. My first year, I had no professionalism. Like, I've still got plenty of professionalism to come, but I think it's just about looking around what other people do and seeing what's going to work for you, because not everything's going to work for you. Some people are going to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, not even 4 o'clock, but some people are going to wake up at different times because they've got different routines, but you've got to sort of take out what's going to work for you the best instead of going, I'm going to try that. You've just got to find a couple of things or 4 or 5 things that are going to work, whether it's in the morning, how they train, what they do after. You've just got to find out what works for you. I think that's sort of the approach I took. Some people might be different, but yeah, that's the approach I took.
Do you have like a personal coach? Is that how it works? Do you have like a coach going to say, oh, come on, you haven't done your 10 sit-ups today sort of thing?
No, we have obviously a strength conditioning coach and we have all the coaches at training. So they obviously put together a program for us, put together running, put together a gym. So we sort of just follow that, and 2-3 times a week we're running, we're gymming. We're keeping intact. We're not just in the nets, as you've seen on the news.
Oh, I just watch on the news. I'm like, oh, they're just hitting a couple of balls, you know. They look like well padded. Can't hurt, surely.
Yeah, so yeah, there's obviously a little bit of sort of fitness to it. We obviously pride ourselves on being sort of fit athletes. Like, it's also nice for yourself as well to be like, look, I'm running, I'm gymming, I'm getting in shape. So
looking good.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I like to hear.
You're looking good. You're looking good. So, as you know, back in 2000 and I think it was 2000 actually.
I wasn't even born.
No, 2020. Sorry, my fault. Oh no, 2000. I wasn't even. No, that's right. 2020. It was definitely during COVID. I was still teaching full time. I was very much your form tutor.
Yep.
20 minutes, 5 days a week, and I had the opportunity to shoot photography for Shane Warne. Now, I've been watching as a consumer for entertainment purposes. I was like, okay, Shane Warne, very much an entertainer in his way, but very talented at cricket. And then I had the opportunity to go and shoot content for one of his products that he was launching. And I'll never forget that moment that I was like, I'm going to go and shoot Shane Warne. And your eyes just lit up. You went, nah, not the Shane Warne. I went, yeah, the Shane Warne. And you were like, oh, can you make sure you mention my name? Because you said something along the line, but I can't quote it, which, I wish but it was something like, just tell him I'm going to be up there, or going to be up there playing for Australia, or whatever that may be, playing cricket for Australia. And I could see, I think for me, it was at that moment, I was like, he's pretty serious about it. I mean, we're talking like, you were like maybe year 9, year 10, maybe something like that. Maybe year 11, I don't know, whenever it was.
Somewhere around there.
But I remember very, very vividly that, like, it was just something that you were like, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, cool, but at the same time I'm going to go out there and I'm going to be, go and become my best to play for my country. Now, as a consumer, again, like, you look at Shane Warne, entertainer. Only 2 nights ago, I watched the documentary of Freddie Flintoff. Have you watched that one? Very interesting. Like, obviously, You know who he is? Do you know who he is?
Yeah,
Oh, just checking. You know who Freddie Flintoff is. No idea who he is, but obviously I know of him because from the UK. And he went through that horrific accident, being on Top Gear, smashed up his face, and there's a whole documentary about it out on whatever channel it's on. But what I'm really sort of trying to piece together for my engagement with Shane Warne and watching that Freddie Flintoff documentary is that they did things, quite a fair few things, a few controversial things. Do you think cricket has moved on from those big characters, from like these big controversial things? I mean, Shane Warne, smoking, drinking, partying, that kind of thing. From your professionalism and from what you see, do you think that's moved on? Is that this new generation is not quite that? Or is it still got elements of partying, building characters?
I think there's obviously a time and a place now. There's a lot more cricket happening. Also, there's a lot more social media around now. So there's just the element of being careful, but also there is a time and a place for you to sit down and have a couple of beers with your mates, enjoy a bit of social time and actually get away from the game of cricket for a little bit. I think that's something that's been good with cricket. It's the ability to message your teammates after a game, after a long 4 days or a long one-day game and go, let's go have a few beers, let's recap. Well, not even recap, let's just go catch up, have a few social drinks, head home and just sort of let that out of our system. And
just like having a 9 to 5, right? You have a 9 to 5 and you go for a couple of drinks on Friday night, whatever it might be, and then you're back on the job on Monday.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Give or take. No, but I think, it's the good thing about cricket, as I just said before, it's nice to sort of go to the boys, look, let's go. Just played 4 days of cricket. That's the red ball, by the way, if you didn't know that. We've just played 4 days of cricket. Let's go. Whether it's a win or a loss or a draw, let's go enjoy what we've done over the last 4 days. And I guess, just sort of let go of what's happened, whether, win or loss, but let go, have a few drinks, chat about life, chat about what's happening, and, just enjoy each other's company.
And team bonding is everything because you've got to know each other's almost next move on the field or whatever, and communication, right?
Yeah.
So Big Bash, I know I'm coming back to that, but then that was the massive moment. You're like, okay, cool. And I know you're probably thinking, I'm not looking too far ahead here. And obviously, again, consumer of cricket, from what I read and see, Australia. Do you get a phone call? Do you get a letter? Like, what happens there? Is it straight away after the Big Bash? You kind of they put you in contention for this, or how does that work?
No, so this happened a little bit further down the line. I think it was probably a year after. I sort of got the opportunity. One of the selectors called me and said, "Look, we want you to come to England for the T20s to Scotland and England." And obviously, it's just turned 21 at that time.
Oh, yes, that's right. I did take the photos for your 21st birthday, didn't I?
Yeah.
I will just say that $150 still didn't land up in a bank account.
Has it not been there?
No. That's all right. That's for another story, but continue.
Oh, fake. But it actually must have bounced back.
It must have bounced back. That's all good. We'll continue. Continue. Anyway, T20, I'll throw you off here, didn't I?
Yeah, you throw it
No, no, it's all good. No. Honestly, I'm not going to hold you to it, but I was just, okay, that's all good. But you're paying me back by coming on here. So I appreciate it.
I'm about to walk off.
T20 UK.
Yeah, so that was sort of a nice moment to get recognised for that sort of opportunity to go play. I guess I hadn't played yet, so just to go experience being around some quality players and sort of enjoying that moment. But yeah, and I was lucky enough to get both my T20 and the one-day international sort of caps, and it was nice to sort of get my one-day cap from Mitch Marsh, who's a local WA, and then my T20 from Marcus Twinnis, who's another sort of local WA boy. So that was sort of a nice moment, and just being around it was a different environment. I hadn't been in an environment like that, and to feel so welcoming as soon as I walked into that environment was,
When you say environment, is it like a meeting room? Is it like, what do you mean?
No, just walking into a new group because obviously they'd been together for a while, that group, and I was a new player coming in, and to feel like I was in this group or like I'd been a part of this group already was pretty special. Like you'd walk in and the best players of the group would be like, "How are you, mate? What are you doing? Come play golf with us. It's our first day here. Let's go play golf." And I'd just be sitting there going,
okay,
what's going on? Yeah, I'm in. Like it's just this doesn't feel real at sometimes because you're like, I've been growing up watching these players play, and I'm actually sitting in the golf cart with him, playing golf with him. He's right next to me, and I'm just like, I don't know what to say.
But,
It's not
in your head, you're having a moment in your head, be like, keep it cool, keep it cool.
yeah,
keep it
definitely.
cool.
You're not trying to sort of fanboy or anything. You're just trying to sort of keep it cool and embrace it. But yeah, it was a nice moment. The first moment I sort of took in was first day I got there. Travis Head. He's a well-known cricket player.
Okay.
You'd have to go search him up after.
No. Producer Riley, can we get fact check this bloke? Who's this guy again?
Travis Head.
Travis Head. Fact check this guy. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, continue.
Yeah. It was a nice sort of moment, sort of walking out of getting off the bus, and he was like, "You know what? Do you want to go play golf?" And I was sitting there, and I was like, "He's just asked me to play golf," and I was like, "This is like pretty."
Do you know how to play golf?
Yeah, great golf.
I've seen on your socials with you and Keegs this little tiptoe thing. I don't know if that's playing golf, mate.
No, I'll play golf.
No, what the tiptoeing thing?
What do you mean?
You hit
No.
you hit the ball and you go on your little tiptoes.
Oh, Frankie Knuckles.
That's
a
is that
Keegs
golf?
thing.
Oh, is that a
That-
Keegs thing?
that's a
But
Keegs
I saw you pop your little toes up when you were playing golf with him.
Maybe once.
Maybe once.
Maybe once.
I did see that floating around.
Ah,
So you asked you to play golf.
yeah, and I was stoked over the moon.
Yeah.
And then walked on the tee, and I was sitting there, and
Are you literally shaking?
I was like, "I'm gonna hit this down the middle of the fairway. I'm gonna hit this down the middle of the fairway." And I've gone and hit it, and I've hit it. We hit it 150, 200 meters, straight right, only into the bush. I was like, at least I made contact.
Yeah, that's right.
And he just laughed, and then from then on, like, it was a moment. Like 18 holes, we actually got to know each other a bit, which was nice because I'd never met him, and yeah, it was a nice moment. When it came to an end, he was like, today was good. Like, I enjoyed that, and I was like, yeah, I enjoyed that too. Like, it was good fun, and like we just while we were in the car, all 18 holes, we just got talking about things in life, and me getting to know him getting to know me, and yeah, just enjoying each other's company with a couple of beers on the course, and yeah, that was a nice moment.
That's perfect. So that's the T20 tour. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that was 6 T20s into 5 one-days.
That's right. Was it not pouring down with rain one of those days?
I was in England.
Yeah, of course it is. It's raining all the
No,
time.
it was
Like,
it was raining a little bit, but it wasn't too bad.
So you go from that. That's another high. The next high would come with the international situation. Is that a different situation?
Yeah, this is the sort of pinnacle of cricket. Would have been February, just gone. I was lucky enough to make my Test debut, and that's, as a kid, you dream of playing Test match cricket for Australia, and to get the opportunity, whether or not I performed or not performed, it's still a nice opportunity to sort of put that baggy green on.
I'm going to just stop you there because I did have to ask producer. I was like, "What is a baggy green?" I was like, "Baggy green." I was like, "What is he chatting about? What's this baggy?" He says, "Oh, you know the little hat that they give you." I was like, "Oh yeah, I've got an idea. Yeah, it's baggy and it's green." I went, "Oh, that makes total sense." Can you just tell me, and other viewers and listeners, is that that's a symbol, isn't it? That's like something quite symbolic.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think obviously there's a number of people that get it, obviously, but I think it's the moment you get it, you realize actually how important it is to some of these people, because some people might get baggies at their local club, but to get this, it means you've sort of had some form of success. And to get that was like, I looked at it, and it was nice to share that moment with mum and dad, but I looked at it, I was like, this is cool. Like, I've always
You still got it?
Yeah, you keep it. It's yours.
Oh, do you keep it? Oh, don't
Yeah.
take it back or anything.
Yeah, you keep it.
Oh, yeah.
Once you've got one, you've got one.
And is it true? Again, you're not allowed to let anyone else wear it. I can't go around yours and let me just whack it on just because it's a bit sunny outside. Like you got.
Yeah, it's yours and yours only.
You're right.
To wear it, you have to earn it.
That's so cool. That's so cool. I mean, I sort of ask these questions because I'm so naive in regards to the cricketing world, but I think there's a lot of people just kind of, hopefully we're opening up the doors to people getting to know the sport a little bit more, get to understand, what a baggy green is, because I was like, okay, to me it's a hat, but to you it's something so important that you kind of work for, and you probably have, I presume, like a bit of a flashback of kind of going, I've worked to get to that point, to get that hat, right? And you're on the high doing all that, and obviously just reading what's in the press, you go out there and you perform for Australia, for your country, proudest moment for you. Does it go to plan?
No, not everything's going to go to plan. You obviously plan for it to work well and everything, but I've said so many times on this podcast already that you've got to manage the highs and the lows. If you get too high, you just keep getting lower. If you get too high, it'll bring you straight back down to earth. So you've just got to find the right balance, and there's going to be failures. And obviously the Triple A wasn't what I planned. I didn't sort of do what I wanted to, but I still had a memorable time and a lot of enjoyment, a lot of learnings out of it. I think that's sort of what I took out of it mainly, was all the learnings that I can learn from this sort of moment. So if I come back here again, I know what it's like, and I can pretty much start from where I left off instead of restarting and doing it all again. I can start from where I've left off of whatever I've taken out of sort of playing over there. And then I can go back there the next time and just I'm straight to what I need to do instead of learning on the spot and being a little bit further behind than some of the other guys because they've played there. It's about just going, okay, that's the knowledge I've got from there. Next time I go, I'm going to be straight to that.
And does that fuel to your fire? Like that kind of, I'm going to do it better.
Yeah, definitely, because it sucks when you're not doing well. You want to be doing well, so when you don't do well, you're watching the best players go about their business and you're trying to sort of pick their brains and go, what's working for him? How's he do it? And I think it's annoying when you're not doing well. I could tell you that for sure, but it's a part of the journey. You're not going to, like, as much as you want to score runs every innings, it's just not going to happen. It's not the way of cricket. But it's just, it's about learning off everyone else. So the next time you go to an environment like that or wherever it is around the world, you know what it's like. You can be ahead of everyone. You can be a step ahead. And now I've had that experience, and I look back. When I go back, I look back and I was like, I didn't get what I wanted. Like, I didn't perform how I wanted to, but gee, I got a lot out of that trip. I got a lot of cricketing stuff, and I got a lot of personal stuff and mental stuff that was really nice. Like, I'd never been away from home for that period of time, and that was nice to see what that was like. Because I'm a mummy's boy. Mummy does my washing. I live at home with mum and dad. Mum and dad cook for me, so...
Oh, so I heard on the 21st birthday speeches. Yes, she does a lot for you.
Yeah, she does. She is very grateful. But yeah, I think there was a lot of learnings, not just cricket related. It was actually obviously personal and mental sort of stuff.
No, I just want to say I appreciate you opening up about that. And for being so young. You're 21 years old. You've achieved a lot in your sporting career, and it seems to have gone so fast. And the fact you're absorbing every moment, I think that's so important. And I think there's a lot that the viewers and listeners can take away from that, and the fact that you're just trying to absorb every second. But the part that I'm taking away from here, and it's very much an analogy that I use when I've been building businesses, is that the quicker you fail, the quicker you gain knowledge, and knowledge is power.
Yeah. So
you can take that it's not, failure's a strong word, but you didn't have that greater success at that time. But what I'm hearing, and you said it before everyone I did, is that you're taking that moment that you didn't do so well, you're going to try and learn from it.
Well, yeah, you're gonna have failures to succeed.
Correct.
I don't mind you saying the word failure because it's
well, it's a strong word, right?
It's
a strong word. People go, fail, like, yeah, but hold on a minute. If we embrace failure, you can then build the knowledge from the failure, and then that gives you power to be able to gain the knowledge and being able to do better things from those failures.
Yeah.
So I think for you at 21, I can tell you at 21, I wasn't thinking like that. And I think that's a credit to you, honestly, because a lot of people could have gone, that's me done, or kind of gone, they would have taken that quite hard on themselves, right? To get to that point so fast and then not perform to where you wanted to. I think it could have gone either way, but by the sounds of it, it's what I'm taking away from this conversation with you is mum and dad.
Yeah, mum and dad, and obviously still the environments I've been around. The environments make you feel welcome. They're always supporting no matter what. So, like, I think it's about the people you also surround yourself with to help you get through those tough times, or whether it's good success, they're supporting you through that. But actually, sometimes they don't even care about your cricket. They just want to know you as a person, which is nice. Also, to come back from a long trip away and you go see a mate and he's like, oh, I didn't know you were away, or probably not like that, but just like come down and say, oh, nice trip. It was enjoyable. Like, did you enjoy it? Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yeah, this is my life. This is what I'm doing at the moment. Just sort of no constant chat about cricket. It's nice to come back to someone who's just like, I know nothing about cricket. Like someone coming back, I know nothing. Like, I saw you did well, but I want to talk to you as a person.
And then, yeah, that's literally, I'm just like, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
nice.
I've
Well
got
done.
no idea about cricket, but
Yeah.
you did well done. And you know what? I think that there's so much credit to you on the way you hold yourself. Like, honestly, this is a proud moment for me. Like, I kind of like, I wouldn't necessarily openly share that, but I'll kind of say it on here that, like, there's a proud moment kind of going, do you know what? Like, I'd like to think that I had a small bit of influence in those 20-minute sessions for 5 years that we had in the classroom, that, like, you had to be there. But it's I see you as Cooper Connolly. I don't see you as, I don't see, obviously the media will portray you a certain way and put you up in certain, categories. But to me, you're Cooper. Like, it's like Cooper's like, you're good. What's happening? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, that's, I've always taken that feeling of when I first meet people, because people are people. Like, I don't really, I call it idolize people and kind of go, oh, wow. I don't get starstruck. That's one thing I don't get. Because when I start talking to someone, you're just a human being. You're breathing the same air as me. But what I find interesting is your journey.
Yeah.
And I want to be able to see, okay, what journey did you take and what can I learn from your journey? Regardless whether you're 21 or whether, we have someone that's going to come on next week, a successful business entrepreneur founder, is in his 40s. We've all can learn something from someone and their personal experiences. I want to, you had your great success internationally, and obviously that was a success. I see it as a success. You're going to go back and do better. Look, you have to.
That's my point.
Well, you have to. You absolutely have to. For the young listeners, I say young listeners, like, I'd like to think there's going to be people that are going to be like, oh yeah, Cooper Connolly, I look up to him. You're looking up to the gentleman that you're playing golf with. Memory's just gone. The guy that we're playing golf
Travis
with?
Head.
Travis Head.
Or Lloyd Silver.
Travis Head. But, there's going to be young cricketers out there that's going to look up to you, right? We've got a little bit of I want to call it a tradition on the Brain Break podcast, right? It's nothing, don't worry, I'm not going to, if you want to take your top off, because I know you're quite keen on doing that, but nothing like that. But for these, anyone aspiring to go into the cricketing world or sporting world, I want to ask you if you could give our viewers and listeners a challenge. And I think you already done that through our conversation because you already set, what you do for your routines and stuff. But it's more of a challenge of, like, if you're thinking of doing this, maybe put these systems in place as a routine. So as an example, you've said it before, it's kind of like, okay, you're going to start getting up at 6:30 in the morning. Other than potentially what we've spoken about, and from the knowledge and experience you've gained from other cricketers, is there a challenge you could give to viewers and listeners that they can potentially implement today after they listen to this podcast, and them challenge themselves further if they've got any doubts? Is there a challenge you could perhaps give a listener or viewer?
I've covered a lot over this, obviously, but I think the one thing that I haven't said is you're going to have to make sacrifices. There's going to be, I'm 21, I'm missing out on birthdays, I'm missing out on having a good time with my mates, but that's the sacrifice you're going to have to make to sort of get to the next level, because you're going to be away. You're going to be away, and that's something I've accepted. I didn't early, and sort of once I accepted it, there's a time and a place where you can still actually catch up with that person or see them, even though it's not their birthday. You can have a one-on-one conversation instead of at a party with 100 people. Like, it's about, the sacrifices you've got to make, but it's going to be worth it, because there's going to be a moment in time where you're going to come back for, say, 4 weeks, and you're going to be able to catch up with these people. But there's moments where you're going to look and you're going to see all your mates partying or traveling Europe or having the time of their life, or being in Bali for 6 weeks vlogging, like something like that.
And producer Riley goes off to Europe in how many weeks? There you go, producer Riley, off he goes. So you're going to be watching that on stories, but
yeah, like, that's a sacrifice. But with the sacrifice, you still get sort of some enjoyment, because at the moment I'm going to America in a month in June, so that's what I'm looking forward to. And some people haven't been to America, so I've also got that. So some people are probably looking at me and go, he's going to America, that's cool. Like, I get to travel the world, so there's obviously some positives, but you're obviously going to miss some things back at home. That's the sort of one challenge I had, and probably some other people will have, but it's the one challenge I had, was sacrificing things, because I wanted to, you sort of know me well enough, I like being around sort of people that I get along with, and I like enjoying my time, and that's something I've sort of sacrificed a little bit more and more as I've got older and older, because you realise, like, everyone, well, most people sort of love to have a drink with their mates and stuff, and I think I sort of realised that there's a time and a place for it now, which is nice. I didn't used to. I used to love drinking, but now there's a time and a place for it, and you're obviously going to enjoy your beers. Everyone does. Most people, as I've said, most people I do, but there's time and a place for it, and that's the challenge that a lot of people are going to have.
I love that.
Sacrificing parties, sacrificing whatever it is, people sacrificing things they want to do.
I love that. And I really appreciate you sharing that. And I think that that's hopefully someone, whoever's watching, like I say, even if it's just one person, hopefully there's going to be more. But, you know, if they take anything away from this conversation, you know, there's going to have to be sacrifices being made.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You very briefly touched on it sort of just now. Obviously, I was going to open question, but what's next? You touched on it. America. I mean, okay, I would never put two and two together, American cricket. Like, let's be honest. Like, okay, maybe David Beckham, he started putting soccer into there and NFL, basketball, but hold on a second. To me, it just makes 0 sense. But can you give us a bit more insight why you said some interesting stuff about the communities going to America? Can you tell us why that move?
The good thing about cricket is it's a worldwide sport, so it's feel like if a country doesn't have it, it's developing. So I think it's been there for 3 years now, going to the 4th, maybe going to the 5th. I'm not sure, but it's just developing all over the world. I think a lot of places are starting to bring cricket in because it's such a popular sport. And yeah, I've never been to the USA, so I'm looking forward to that. And sort of, yeah, it'll be amazing. And yeah, I don't have a lot yet because I haven't been there, but yeah, just looking forward to America. And I think, yeah, the way it looks like it's been over the last 4 years, it's been an enjoyable time. It's been a great tournament, and it's some good cricket, and that's what I'm looking forward to.
So you're not actually leaving us to go to America permanently?
No, just going for 4 weeks.
So this is a tournament?
Yeah, it's a
tournament.
tournament.
Do you want to make the record clear so people stop DMing you saying, are you leaving us forever?
No, I'm not. It's just a 4-week tournament. I'll be back.
Okay. And again, my absolute curiosity, do they pick players from globally to go and play in America for the 4 weeks for this particular tournament?
Yeah, so there's players all over the world go play for this. So
wow.
Yeah, I think it's 7 or 8 internationals can play in each team. I think it's 7, and then you got to have 4 local players. So obviously from America play. Wow. So like you meet people from all over around, which is all over the world, which is pretty cool. Like it's special. Like I haven't done that yet, so I'm still going to be experiencing something for the first time. So I'm looking forward to that. And
are you going there just by yourself? Is there any other Aussie cricketers going to this thing? Is it just you that's been picked?
Like there's 3 or 4 others that are going from Australia, which is nice. Like
to the same team?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you got some kind of like...
Yeah, and a couple of the other teams have some Aussie players as well, so we're all sort of going to be around each other, which would be nice. So, yeah, looking forward to it, and they'll sort of show me around and, I guess, make the trip a little bit more enjoyable for me.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Sorry, I'm just like, that's just cool.
Yeah, it's going to be...
It's cool.
Never been to America, so looking forward to it.
That's perfect. Cooper, I just want to say a huge thank you for coming on. I mean, I know you through DM, and I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to come on here and for sharing your knowledge, for sharing some insights of what it looks like, you know, going through all these different stages. It's definitely opened my eyes because as a person that doesn't consume cricket every single day, I've definitely learned something. And the whole point of Brain Break, the podcast, is to take something away of whatever challenge you've gone through, and you've definitely plugged the gap of like some of the things that how you deal with a certain situation. So I just want to say thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure. Nice little catch up.
Definitely.